right now, what you're about to see me do is you're about to see me connect to these trailers that is behind me. I'm getting this one right here and also the one that is directly behind me. So how am I going to do that? Is this thing that's called a converter out. So there's this thing that's called a converter out. Now with this dolly, guys, you're going to see me drop this dolly here in front of my lightest trailer. You always want to drop your dolly in front of the trailer that's lightest to you. I'm getting this trailer here and this trailer here. And this trailer here is the lightest one. So this dolly is about to go into one connected to this one when it's finished getting loaded, of course. And then I'm going to take the heaviest trailer, which is this one right here, and I'm going to connect it to my backside. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a better picture of what my dolly looks like, but for now, we're just going to stick to the basics. So I'm going to show you how I'm about to drop this dolly.
Okay, guys, so I'm sorry. The obviously it was still recording, but the audio had kicked off where you all could not hear me on my microphone piece, so I do apologize about that. So anyway, what you're about to see is you're about to see me pull up this dolly, and you're going to see me try to align it with the trailer as much as possible. The reason why you want to do this step is because if you do not align it as much as possible to the center of that trailer, the center of that trailer just indicates where your kingpin is. So if you do not get it lined up as much as you can, it's not going to connect properly, and you will have a difficult time trying to, when it's time to couple, you will have a difficult time trying to pull up and pull back to be able to try to connect that converter dolly to your second trailer. So I have learned that the hard way. So I'm doing slow maneuvers, left and right slow maneuvers, because if you turn that wheel too hard, it is going to go too far to the right or too far to the left. Those dollies are, it kind of remind me, if you ever driven a flatbed, it kind of remind me of a flatbed with the spring axle, how it's, if you turn it too hard, it'll turn quickly. So that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. So I'm about to get out the truck, and I am going to explain to you exactly how I am going to drop this converter dolly. Just a quick note, I do understand that it's nighttime, and all the purpose of today's video is just showing you guys my work day. This is not showing you, I mean, exactly how to, but just showing you what my work day is consist of. But if you want to know more about it, I will do that in a separate video.
Show you how I drop my dolly. So these are the safety chains here, and there's the other one here. It's going to be pretty heavy, and it's nighttime, so.
Okay, so again, you're not going to be able to hear me, so you're going to hear me do a little bit of voiceover here and there. So what you're about to see me do is you're going to see me pull up on this dolly, and I use my knees when I do it, because let me tell you, my back is kind of hurting from pulling these dollies around the yard. So I'm trying to save my back. You just want to pull up, use your knees, make sure you bend your knees, and you're going to push. Like I stated, these dollies are heavy, and if you see that thing trying to roll like it was trying to roll for me, let that thing down. Don't try to fight it. Don't try to be superwoman. Just let the thing go. And I don't have to worry about pushing and pulling too much. So I'm just pushing up against the trailer. Now, if you're one of those ones that thinking like, is it going to roll? There is a brake where you could be able to pull the release handle so it will not be able to move. But I am not on a hill, so I'm not worried about this dolly moving at all. Now, the next step is pretty much going to my first trailer, because this is my lightest trailer, as I stated before. Going back to my first trailer, and don't fully connect to it, but I will connect to it. All I'm doing in this part is I'm just lowering my trailer. I'm not connected to it at all. The dolly is not connected to it. All I did was push the dolly in front of that trailer, and I am just trying to lower the trailer as much as possible. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to be able to make sure I have a nice, proper connection. And I'm doing that step now since my dolly is already in front of my trailer. And right now we're still getting loaded. And I'm just pretty much illustrating this part, the fast and the slow speed of the handle. As I stated before, I can do a separate video and explain further details. If you want to know how to crank the landing gear properly, if you have any questions, I'll definitely be able to do that in a separate video for you.
My dolly's connected. My landing gear, I lowered it some more. So, next is just backing up the trailer. I'm sorry, backing up the truck. And I'm not going to connect it to, I'm not going to connect it to my trailer. Yes, I am. Here we go. Here's the deal.
Okay, so next is just pulling my truck in front of my heaviest trailer, which is the door that's next to the trailer that has the dolly in front of it. So all I'm going to do now is pull up, and I'm going to slowly back up. I'm not one of those drivers that tries to rush my process when connecting. I feel like if you rush, or let's say if I rush particularly, I feel like if I rush, I'm going to start missing things, and I'm going to start missing steps. So me, I'm the type of person that love to take my time, especially when it comes to coupling, because I don't want to mess up. I want to be able to know that I did exactly everything right. I will go back and I will double, triple, quadruple check myself, just to ensure that everything is up to par before I move out the yard, before I head down this road. One thing that you do not want to do is mess up. I've done that before, and trust me, it's a terrible feeling. So all I'm doing is I'm just pulled my trailer up. As you can see, it's not fully connected to my trailer. They are still loading, and I was kind of skeptical about pulling my truck underneath that trailer while they're loading. So I went back there to check on the loaders, who are amazing, by the way. They're amazing individuals. Shout out to the loaders. And to see what their process was, to see what time they're going to be done with loading my trailer. And at this point, all I'm going to be doing is I'm waiting. I arrived about, I think, 11:40-ish, and I think it was about 12:30 when I arrived, and it was about 12:37 by the time I got in my truck to wait to get loaded. So they finished about 1:30. So what you're about to see me do now is you're about to see me pull out my trailer from the first trailer, which is the heaviest, and you're going to see me start backing up to my second trailer. If you all wonder why I blew that horn, it's because I am in a location where traffic comes through consistently, and
Okay.
while backing up, you want to make sure that you are cautious and aware. As I stated before, I'm the type of person that I like to take my time. So backing up, making sure I just check both mirrors and that I back up properly. Obviously, this jockey guy, he did not want to wait for me to back up, so he the spot that I move out of, he pulled his new empty trailer into to go ahead and get the next trailer loaded. So as I explained before, I'm the type of person that like to take my time. So I have learned throughout this industry, you cannot allow other people to affect your mojo, what you have going on. If these people want to go and you don't want to mess up and you want to take your time, you are free to do so. I know that I do it. There's times that I'll move faster, couple of my trailers than some days than others. There's some days I'm slower, and I'm okay with that. So here, what you're seeing me doing is you're seeing me slowly. And I put emphasis on slowly because it's true. I'm slowly backing my heaviest trailer up to my converter dolly. And the reason why I'm doing it so slow is because I want to be able to feel that dolly. That dolly right now is on stable ground. It's not on a hill. And if I back up to it, I'm going to eventually feel that force of that dolly. And it's going to start pushing up on that second trailer. So I'm slowly backing up to this dolly. You're going to see me kind of push up on it. And then you're going to see me probably move, I'm going to say, anywhere between 6 to 10 feet up, to make sure that I could be able to connect that dolly to the pedal hook. So here I am, I'm moving up. And I did it very slow. And I am very cautious when I do this part, especially because I have nails on. And this part here, I really kind of hate this part because sometimes my trailer will be perfect like this, and then there's times that I may be up too far, and then there's times I may be back too far. So you have to get in the truck and you probably have to move forward or backwards. But this time I was perfect, so I was able to lift up on that dolly. First, I'm putting on my gloves because, sis, I'm telling you, if you do not put some gloves on, you're going to be in a world of mess. I'm clearing off the debris that the loaders had left on the trailer. Pick up with your knees, bend those knees, pick it up slowly. And if you see that thing trying to get away from you, don't fight that thing. You're not going to win. You're not going to win. So all I'm doing is properly connecting the dolly inside of that little pintle hook. And I am going to also put my safety chains on. Please make sure you put these safety chains on. These drivers have a thing of recorded people. I have heard stories about the drivers not having safety chains on, and they could record people and they're reported to, whoever they try to report it to. I don't have time today. Just be safe. Put the dang on chains on. Make sure your pedal hook is connected. And all I'm going to do now is I'm going to slowly back my trailer up into that dolly under my second trailer, which is my lightest trailer. You always want your lightest trailer to be in the back. And all I'm making sure is that I listen to that locking sound. I'm going to be doing a tuck test. And next, I'm just going to come in, grab my camera, and show you guys how I make my connections with the dolly compared to the first trailer into the second trailer. So what you just seen me do just now is just make sure that pintle hook was connected.
Alright, so this is what we're looking like. Okay.
So I'm removing my glad hands, and you see me kind of pulling up a little bit to see if it was easy, because sometimes I will get this thing where I don't release my trailer brakes for some reason, and I will tell you about that more. And I'm just connecting my red with my red, my blue with my blue, and connecting my electrical lines as well. And then I'm going to do the same on the other side.
Y'all see that lighting? That lighting needs to indicate that that is a perfect couple.
So the locking jaws are fully around the shank of the kingpin. And last but not least, I always come to my landing gear last, because I want to make sure that everything is properly connected before I raise up my landing gear. If you're, I've been in a place where I've put on my landing gear before checking the other connections, and I would have to put the landing gear back down and disconnect and reconnect to the fifth wheel or the trailer, and it's wasting time. So I always do that last. And all I'm doing now is going back, because see, I've already done checked my wheels, so I'm just going in to make sure that nobody is behind that trailer, and to make sure that my seal is properly connected, and we are good to go.
Right. We gotta make sure we grab seal numbers and dolly number, and then we'll be headed on down the road. So if you want to make sure that everything is coupled, make sure you check your pedal hook. That is very important. You don't want this to fly up while you're driving down the road. Okay. So we got our pedal hook, our safety chains, our glad hands, other glad hands. It's in the proper colors. Make sure they're properly connected. Then we also have our fifth wheel, which this fifth wheel is very special, because with this fifth wheel, if there are some of them that does have it, and there's others that don't. The newer ones, of course, does newer fifth wheels. But this converter obviously has that white light that indicates that that is a safe and proper couple. Now, if your indicator is red, you got a problem. Go back and check that baby. So, here's the thing. I have to go up and make sure that I get my paperwork so they can release me, so I can go. And I also have to turn in the current paperwork that I have. This paperwork only tells me where my trailer is located, and if I have one or two trailers and what the trailer numbers are. Okay, and then we're also where it's going. So this is why this paper is important. Okay, so what's about to happen is I'm about to go and write my trailer number down, sorry, my seal numbers down for my trailers and also my dolly number on one side, and I'm gonna go ahead and take it to them, and we're gonna be ready to get down the road. And I just broke my phone, my other phone, my favorite phone that I didn't want to let go of, but I have no choice at this point now. I'm gonna miss my Galaxy RIP, baby. She was a trooper. I just have to get the screen fixed. Anyway, let me go ahead and pull this paperwork so we can go. Okay. Alright. So, here's the thing. We about to go. Really tight. So we were really tight, but we made it through. Amen. So now we're about to go ahead and get ready to verify our paperwork, and then we're headed on down the road. The road. The road. The road. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. How you doing? No problem. Have a good one. Yeah, I gotta look at my phone, bro. I mean, my watch, because it's like you in another time zone. So, like, you gotta keep up with everything. I think if it's nighttime, well, I mean, technically it's still nighttime, but you know, if it's morning time or if it's evening time, or if it's morning time or if it's afternoon time or good night time, good evening. Shit, I don't know. Whatever. I just know that they be messing with my head when they'll tell me good morning, and I'm like, it's morning already. All right. So we are heading back to one of the terminals down south, and this trip is probably going to take me about 5 hours. Not bad, not for me. So some of you may be, so some of you may not be. You know. All right. So I don't eat junk food like that when I'm driving. So what I had packed in my bag tonight was a couple of cuties, which I don't eat. Some plums, a big old peach, and an apple, some applesauce, non-sugar applesauce, so no sugar added, and that's it. I also have 3 bottles of water, and I also have I have 3 bottles of water. What else I got in my bag? Oh, I had just brought some popcorn about really fast. So yeah, it's July. That's right, because birthdays is coming up. It really didn't hit me until now that it's July. Like, it is really July, y'all. And I knew that, but that just hit me hard. But yes, I have been on my diet since late January. I was about 220-ish pounds. I am now down to 180. I have not ever been that big before. That is the biggest I've ever been, actually. And I think it had to do with a lot of stress. I was eating a lot of junk food, unhealthy stuff. Of course, I was driving trucks at the time as well, so that really contributed to my unhealthy habits. And I wasn't really working out. And you guys, when this pandemic hit, when this pandemic had hit, and I had lost my business, things really took a toll, and I really started mapping out, what I'd done wrong, what I could have done differently, things in that nature, and I started coming up with a plan of what I was going to do. And one of those plans ended up being my weight diet. Okay, so y'all just gonna come out because y'all crazy. People ain't got no chill. So the time right now, guys, is about 2 o'clock. My truck is governed, if you